Hello, this is a basic file handling program in which we will go from basic to intermediate plus. Okay, let's continue the video and get going. First of all, we'll be opening this app.txt file in the same test folder in which our program is. Now write a basic program for file handling. Let's specify the path first in the p variable and then use the open function to make a file object, a file pointer at path p in R read mode, and the encoding scheme will be UTF-8. Don't worry about it. Now print f.read. .read is a read function which read all the data in the file, and then at last we have to close the file. Let's save this and run this program. And this is the same data in our app.txt file. However, now it's all about the read operation. Now if we want to write in the file, we'll be opening it in the write mode. There are many modes. Now we cannot use the read function if we open the file in write mode. Instead we will use a write function in which we can write this is usage of write function. Okay, let's save and run this and see what happened in the app.txt. When we run this program, the data in app.txt file is overwritten, means previous data has been deleted. The previous data was hello world like this, because the write function overwrites the data if we open it in the write mode. So we don't want it, so we'll opening it in not in write mode but we want to append it, so we'll change it to W2A in append mode. Now change the text. This is the usage of write function in append mode. The write function change its behavior in append mode, and let's rerun this program and see the data is appended next to it. Now let's add a new line in the first to see some changes and rerun the program. Now a new line is added to the app.txt file. This is the basic file handling in Python. Now step up to the context manager. We'll be using context manager, which is named as with context manager is used with open. Now let's specify the path in the p variable. We use the path in the p variable because we can change it at once if we have used at multiple locations at the same path. With context manager we use f and no f.close because it manages the opening and closing of the file. We don't have to close the file manually. Now let's run this program and see what the output is. You can see now we can rerun the program, and this is the changed data in the app.txt file. But see, we didn't use f.close function. Now we'll opening it in the append mode, and as you know, we cannot use f.read in the append mode because we are writing in the file. will use f.write and use something from uh, the context manager with. Let's add some formatting. Okay, now save and run this program. No error. Yes, the new data is added at the end of the program. Something from the context manager with. Okay, this is the with context manager. Now let's go advanced with plus pathlib library, which is a standard library of Python. We'll be using pathlib. From pathlib, import path. The only thing will change is the path allocation, in which we are specifying the path p is equal to path app.txt. Now it's become a path object. It means it have many options to it, just like path.exist. This function checks if the path is correct or not, the file name is correct or not. Now in this if statement we'll be using with context manager and opening file as f. F is a pointer, f is a file object in which we can use the file operations like read. Okay, else if the path is not correct, we're using no file of name app.txt. Let's make it f string and p exist in the directory. Okay, let's save it and run this program. Yes, the data has been read from the app.txt file. The path variable. Now the path variable have many of its program or operations. Now let's change the path and let's see what happens. Let's save and run this program. And that is it. No file of name app1.txt exists in the directory, and this is true. Let's change it to app.txt, which is exists in the file, and let's rerun the program. This will read all the data from app.txt. Okay, this is simple path object p. This is a Python library, and this is with context manager. Okay, if we want to make a folder, okay, we can make it with path object. Folder is equal to folder, and in path function, path of will specify the folder name. Log, we want to make a logs folder, and folder dot mk here make a directory, and the argument exist okay is equal to true, tells the interpreter that if the folder do not exist, make it, and if it already exists, skip this line. Not exist. Okay, now we'll be creating a new file in that folder. New file is equal to folder advn sign and the name of file in strings new something .txt or log file. We are in log folder, and there is a new function I'm introducing you with the path object, which is new file dot write text. You can directly write anything in the file with the path under. Let's change it new something to txt because it will be good for you to understand. This is text from the pathly program. Okay, let's save this and run this. When we run this, what will happen to our app.txt? No, something new.txt. A new folder is created log and there is a new file in it, new something.txt, which we have created with our code. Okay, let's change the code and let's see what we can do with new something.txt file. Okay, let's add a new line to see some changes. And when we run this, no new folder created name log because it already exists in the directory, and no new file has been created because it already exists, but the data in the file is overwritten. If you remember, in the write mode the data has been overwritten. It's same as that write mode. It open in the write mode and write text which overwrites all the data in it, but we want to append. So what we can do, we can use with context manager with open new file which path has been specified on 7th line, and open new file in append mode as file pointer f. Now f dot write, which we can write this is the original text from Parley program. Original Parley program. We can run this from this, but I run from a terminal. You can also do this run, and yes, new data has been appended at the end of the file, and that's what we wanted. Rerun the program and see data has been appended in that. Okay, it's a success. If you have followed along, you have done something more than basic. Now read the file. Printf.read. We can only read the file if we have opened the file in read mode, R plus mode, A plus, and these are the modes, file handling modes, and this is the data of our new something file which we have created in previous code, and that's the basic pathlib library. There are many methods in path object, just like new file dot exist. It means it tells us if it exists or not, and then there is a method new file is a file that tells if there is a file or not. If it's a file or not, it's not a executable program or something like that. Okay, uh, let's skip this and run this program. Save and python app.py. True. Yes, this file exists. It's exists in the same folder. No log folder new dot something new something dot txt. And yes, it's a file. It's a txt file. These are the methods of a file object, path object, just like new file.parent, new file.suffix. The suffix method gives us the extension of the file, just like .txt, .exe, .log, .csv, .json. We'll be working on the .csv. The parent gives us the name of the file. No, the name function. And the parent function, I think, let's see what it gives. Okay, python.py. Error. Let's see what happened. Str object is not callable. Okay, this is not a method, it's a attribute. Let's change. Yes, the name and suffix and parent are attributes, and the parent attribute give the parent folder name in which the file exists. Which the file exists. Okay, these are the basic path object methods, and these are their usage. In the next program, we'll be opening the file with the path attribute, path method. We will not using .open function manually. We'll be using with the path object. If p dot exists, it's a best practice to check the file is exist or not, because it allows us. Okay, p dot open. P dot open is also a method. It's same as open function, but we don't have to tell the path p dot open in read mode as file f dot read, no f dot close, f dot read, no, it's a file dot read. We have named the file pointer as file. Okay, and let's, yeah, this is the output of the app.txt file. Okay, we have used the open function of the path object. Now let's specify the folder which we have created in the previous program, logs. This folder will be creating a new file in it, which will be a CSV file, because we are now reading and writing the CSV files. For CSV operations, we have to import the CSV library, which is a standard library. Okay, let's change the path to p to new folder, new file. Okay, to load the CSV data, first we have to add a CSV data in the file, something like new file dot write, comma separated values like name, comma age, and new line. My name is Kodik and age is 20. Okay, now let's load the data in a variable data. Data is equal to CSV dot reader which reads the CSV. Okay, which file pointer for row in the data. It will give us an iterable file which we can iterate with for loop, and we will print in the row. Let's save this all data and run this program. It will give name and age in CSV format, comma separated format. Now a new file is also created, app.csv, in which your data is. This is a basic CSV reader operation. CSV reader program now will change from CSV to JSON, and the library will be porting will be JSON. First we have to change the data to JSON to test something. For example, name. My name is Kodik, comma, age. My age is 20. Let's import the JSON library, and to load the JSON data we will be use json.load the file pointer file. We will be not using the for loop, but will directly print the data in the file. Let's save this and run this program. Clear Python. Okay, error. Mm, okay, we have to change the JSON file, app.json file, to original JavaScript notation. My mistake. This will be a int, and this will be a JSON string. JSON string contain double quotations instead of single quotations. In Python, we can use single quotation as well as double quotation. Okay, this has become a JavaScript oriented notation file. When we run this program, giving an error, we have to delete this line because it's overwriting our data, just like the previous concept. Now this is our data, name Kodik, age 20. Let's change some data in the app.json and let's see what happens. First we run the program to see what happens. No, let's change the file. Okay, new, we'll add a new dictionary in it, which having name of Kodik, obviously, and let's save this and run the program again, which give us the changed data. This is live changing of the data in app.json. Now let's add something. Kodik, name Kodik is killer coder. Yes, it's true. In JavaScript oriented notation, true is denoted as with small t, and in Python it's with big T. You can see in the output.